Welcome back. I'm your host, Dennis T. Allen, and there is a reason this show is called On the Record. We do not accept half talk, spinning around the bush. We don't go around that. We don't do that here, not on this show. So when I'm asking our guest tonight, Boxo Potts, to talk plain, of course, Boxo, you a man like to talk around all kind of thing, because this is the nature of your business, boxing. But we have documents here. Let me read something here from Adjuster Mr. Vijay Bagan, the boxing board secretary, and the date is 18 October 2013. Mr. Bagan, we are writing this letter to express our concern for the omission of the traveling allowance which was stated in our contracts. It was not paid for the months August 2013 and September 2013. We are kindly asking if the contract does not cover the first 2 months of our employment. In the previous segment, you were saying that this money was deducted from payments that should have been made to Ms. Kalicia Gonzalez, Gail Mohammed, and Mr. Junior Henry, who are employed
at the Australian Boxing Board of Control.
Right.
Gail Mohammed is the accountant, Kalicia Gonzalez is the assistant secretary, and Junior Mohammed is the driver.
And they had deductions made from their due.
In accordance with the letter that they write. And I had to draw it to Gail Mohammed attention that you don't have traveling allowance in your contract. So he deducted the money without any justification. He said it was for traveling, and then when we look at our contract, maybe he thought there was traveling in our contract, or he fabricated that in his mind, so he decided to deduct the money. Or maybe he thought, well, okay, I hire you, give me a little something now, you know the norm, the little kickback thing.
I can't speak for what somebody else is doing, and I did not speak to him. But I am speaking to you, and apparently you have questions about a telephone account, a corporate plan here.
You don't find your fast forward, eh? I wanted to deal with the checks first, you know.
I want to
deal with this first. Right.
I want to hear, because
Mr. Ramuta came to the board, and a decision was made to hook up a corporate plan for the board.
Right.
So there were, I think, 6 or 7 members of the board. 7 members of the board. So they say yes, that you could hook up this corporate plan, and each person could get a phone.
Right.
To conduct board business. And that was agreed upon.
Right. It makes sense.
Behold, Mr. Dev Prasad Ramuta hook up 2 phones.
Outside of the board?
No, one for himself and one for himself under his name. His name.
See.
But a strange occurrence happened. When we start getting the bills for the 2 phones, we see Dev Prasad Ramuta twice. And that was never discussed at any board meeting or minuted.
Right.
So the question was asked, but how he could have 2 phones? And it's 2 digital phones. Normally you have a B-mobile and a digital. So when we dig a little deeper, we see phone A calling phone B 254 times. We say, hey, we could dig a little deeper here. We see phone B calling phone A 123 times. So would Ramuta call Ramuta so many times?
But typically these calls would fall under the corporate plan and will be $0.
No, but you have to pay.
But we understand that these calls, I mean, a man can call himself and say, hey, what you doing? I good. What you up to? I know. What you have on? But you must know.
But the phone in question, the plan is $500 a month.
But we know the number. Call the phone now. Let's find out who might answer this phone. I don't know. You can call in, but we can call out.
Call it on air. Call it on air and see what.
Call it now. You have a phone. My phone off. I don't want.
No, but why
nobody
call the house phone? You know, if they see my number, then go and say.
All right. You know what? In the next segment, we'll call this thing live on the air. We're going to work something out. And because somebody will call that number. It was
called on air at Power 102 last Sunday. Mr. Ramuta's wife answered the phone. And then when she was told that, hey, and we could get that record, you know, from TAT, we could get that record. We could get the recording.
Yes, it should be there.
When she was told, hey, there's an investigation into a boxing board phone, she said, I can't talk about that right now. And she hung up the phone.
Right.
Right? But she was asked if she's Mr. Ramuta, she said yes, and then after when they tell her you're live on air on Fair Play, and we're investigating a boxing board phone, she said, I can't talk about that right now, and she hung up the phone. So we could get that recorded and it can be played for the nation. It was played Sunday gone and it can be played again. That is to demonstrate that she had the phone and she using the phone. But yeah, what? The corporate account on that phone is $500 a month. So the boxing board is paying $500 a month for Mrs. Ramuta phone without knowledge of the phone being hooked up on the board account. But that real nice. Read out what Digicel tell us. Read the thing now, man.
And apparently this is something that the board allowed because...
The board didn't know. Ramuta went and hooked up the phone by himself. He went and hooked up the phone for the board and told the board members that he's going to handle everything and bring the phones for them.
This is from Business Sales Executive Brendan Sumasar. And the date is November 20th, 2013, 4:26 p.m. This is not email gated. This is on the record.
On the record.
At this time, our main contact person is Mr. Deoprasad Ramuta, and he is authorized to request and receive information. If this is ever changed, so basically they're telling you to ask them nothing.
Because we called them and asked them about the phone and they read out the whole thing now, man.
I ain't going to read out the whole thing. But the whole thing is there. No, Boxo. Boxo. So this is part and parcel of the big thing that you had to deal with.
So Ramuta, hook up a phone for yourself, hook up the phone and give wife one and tell the board members, hey,
all you had to pay for that, hard luck.
All you had to pay for that, and don't ask no question about that. I is the boss, I is the chairman.
Now, this was discovered when though?
Well, when the bills start coming in,
right?
You go through the bills and you see the calls coming in.
All right. And by Wednesday, November 20th, you all had reason to make an inquiry pertaining to this, right?
Yeah, but they didn't give us anything, and they didn't give us the printout until the following month. They play hardball, they dance with the dilly dally, they just sell. They say they're not dealing with us, they only dealing with Mr. Ramuta alone. In the meantime, Mr. Ramuta would have called Mr. Sumasar and say, hey, don't release them thing to the board, boy, because he frightened out. If you release that, they go find out it have an extra phone. And then when we did get the phone records, we realized that an extra phone was hooked up. And when we called from the box and board office, Mrs. Ramuta answered the phone.
Now, my problem with that, hold on. My problem with that is today is February 4. And we could still call this number, and the same person going to answer the phone box.
Call it now, man. All you call it.
You can find out just now. Don't go no way. It's hot. Hey, somebody sweep up here because it's only copper shot on the floor. We'll be right back. Don't go no way. On the record.
Tonight.